All right, class, settle in, settle in. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of language variation. It's a big topic, so we'll take it in chunks. Think of it like this: language isn't a single, unchanging thing, it's more like a river, constantly flowing and branching out in different directions. That's what we mean by language variety, all the different ways language can be used. Now, what causes these variations? Well, think about it. Where you live, who you hang out with, even the history of your region, all these things play a part. We can break it down into a few key factors: geography, social factors, and historical context. Let's start with geography. Think about it. Someone from the mountains probably doesn't talk exactly like someone from the coast, even if they live in the same country. Different regions develop their own unique ways of speaking, what we call dialects. A dialect isn't just about the accent, which is how you pronounce words. It also includes differences in grammar, the way sentences are structured, and vocabulary, the words people use. So, two people might speak English, but one might say soda while the other says pop. That's a vocabulary difference, part of their dialect. Social factors are just as important. Think about how you talk to your friends versus your teacher. We often adjust our language depending on the situation and who we're talking to. Different social groups, whether it's based on age, class, or even shared interests, can develop their own linguistic quirks. Sometimes these differences can be quite subtle, and sometimes they can be very noticeable. And then there's history. Language isn't static, it's constantly evolving. Over time, pronunciations change, words fall out of use, and new ones are invented. Sometimes these changes spread gradually through a community. Other times they can be influenced by major historical events like migrations or conquests. Think about how colonial languages like English have spread around the world and evolved differently in different places. They've mixed with local languages, creating new varieties and dialects. Now, let's talk about prestige. Unfortunately, not all language varieties are treated equally. Some accents and dialects are considered more prestigious than others. A classic example is received pronunciation, or RP, in British English. Historically, RP was associated with the upper class and the BBC, giving it an air of sophistication. But linguistically, there's nothing inherently better about RP. It's just a dialect that, for social reasons, has been elevated above others. It's important to remember that all dialects are valid ways of speaking. There's no such thing as a good or bad dialect, they're just different. So, to sum it all up, language is incredibly diverse and dynamic. It's shaped by where we live, who we are, and the history of our communities. While some varieties might be